we have three. We have the prices, and also you will tell us. They were talking about the cars and comparison chart above. What is the most important thing when you are buying a car? What is Hello. This morning we're going to listen to the two reporters of our class, and it's about the company performance. So I would like you to pay attention, and after this you're going to answer the listening and all throughout. Thank you so much.
On page 25, the first question is match the price with the graphs. The first one rose sharply is number 8. It's rose. Oh, no. It's number D. It's rose sharply. It's from the middle and rose to the 4 billion. 4 billion. And second one fell sharply is number C. The third one remained constant is number B. And last one, the rose slightly is number A. And question 2, the first is B. The second is C. Third is D. The fourth is A. Question 3, fill in the blanks. A, the answer is rose slightly. The B answer is remained constant. C, fell sharply. D, rose sharply. Now it's page 27. The first question is number A. The answer is 22,500. Number B, the answer is 2.75%. C is 1/3. D, the answer is 78%. E, the answer is $75,000. That's all. Thank you.
Next, please. Roby, thank you so much for the very nice information. I hope you got the answers. Did you get? Okay, that's good.
Okay, module 4.5. Number 1, the answer is B. And number 2, the answer is A. Number 3 is D. Number 4 is C. And listening, Toyota Prius, the number is 130. And Toyota Camry, the answer is 60. And C is person 5. And 2-part. A, the number is 5. B, the number is 3. And C, the number is 6. D, the number is 4. E, the number is 1. F, the number is 2. Okay, that's all.
Okay, thank you so much. So, as you can see, I gave you already the homework, definition of terms, and you don't have to memorize the definitions. Okay, let us open again the company performance. First of all, you have to know what's the meaning of company performance. Miss Wantao, what is the meaning of company performance in your report?
It's like a company report to the employees and to show the sales and the sales in each month or each season.
Okay. So, just a very nice answer. Company performance about the how they sold the products that they are having. So in here, you will see the graphs. This has something to do with the figures. As you see, there are A, B, C, D, A, B, C. There are 4. So there are comparisons. Okay, first, we are presenting the figures. We talk about sales rose sharply. So I gave you the word meaning of how the company rose sharply. I told you to look for the meaning of sales rose sharply. Number 2, sales remain constant. By the way, number 1, it means to say when we are talking about rose sharply, it went up. Okay? And number 2, sales remain constant. When we talk about constant, it means that it's just the same. It did not move or it did not go down. Okay. Sales fell sharply. There is
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the rain is not so hard today. Today is 13th of September. You must know that, right? So look at that outside. So I'm taking the video to prove the veracity, to prove once and for all, for the benefit of the doubt, so to speak. All right?
when it remains constant, okay, it's just as what it is. It did not go up, it did not go down. When we said sales fell sharply, it definitely went down because it fell. You look at the verb that the author used. Okay. The next one, describing the graphs. Here you can see that there are graphs. Okay. The author described the graphs here. We have letter A, B, C, and D. Okay, number 2, to be exact, you look at the numbers. There are lines there. The next one is the numbers. Of course, you know that what are numbers? That is self-explanatory numbers, referring to figures. Okay. Then we played already listening practice and speaking practice. We did not do it yet, but listening practice, you have heard already. Okay, the next one, comparing information. From the next page, we have to compare. When you're going to compare, you look at the graph, the lines, and the numbers. Okay? That's the way of comparison, of comparing the numbers. Then next to that is greener than, the greenest. When we use greener than, it means that they are comparing to, or comparing the cards. The greenness, we are using it, the superlative degree. Okay? When I said superlative degree, for example, here, the greenness, we start with the adjective, the green. The next to that, greener than. When you use greener than, it's a comparison, so ER, then the word than, greener than. Then we use here the greenest. Look at the word EST. That is what we call the superlative degree. Okay? Do you understand? Do you understand? The most expensive, it's another term. When we talk about the most, it's also a superlative. Because in expensive, you cannot add ER, but you're going to use in comparing more expensive and the most expensive. I'm referring to adjectives. When expensive, okay, the adjective is expensive. When in comparative, you say more expensive than. Okay? More expensive than. Here, the most expensive, it means that we use the superlative. The most. Oh, what is it, teacher, that we use the most? Because you cannot add IE, EST, because the adjective is expensive. You can only add IER or IEST when it is really, if you can add those words. For example, the word funny, that is also an adjective. So you can say funnier than. The superlative funniest than. Okay. While inexpensive, interesting, beautiful, you cannot add ER. You will use the word more than in comparative and in superlative the most. I know you have come to this already. You studied already the order of adjectives. Then presenting information. You see in the next page, there are cars, different cars, and they presented to us the most expensive. I'm using the most expensive. Then we have here, the author showed us the prices of commodities of cars. Then next to that, we studied about the vocabulary. As you may know in your assignment, I gave you the word meanings, benefits. Do you know what are benefits? Do you know, class, what are benefits? Answer me yes or no. Okay. How about the others? Do you know what are benefits? For example, you are working in a certain company. Of course, in applying, do not just say yes. You have to know the benefits. What are the benefits? For example, if you have free accommodation, free hospitalization, vacation leave, maternity leave, those are benefits. Okay, do you understand? Do not just say yes without knowing the benefits of the company. Okay, the next one, economical. Okay, I already told you to look at the meaning of that because you have it in your exam for the vocabulary. So, I have given you the words to be defined. And also, I know very well that you know already what's the meaning of rose sharply. From the word rose, you will know felt. Look at the verbs, rose. You know what is rose? That is the past tense of rise. Fell. It went down. Remained constant. It means that it's a steady. Then rose slightly. It did not go up higher, but only a little bit. Okay. In number 2, Swanto already gave the answer. And that's very good for you because you're not going to answer anymore. So here, I would like it also to know the difference. Here, it says stationary. Remember, you will be confused with the word stationary. Okay, we have stationary. That is a paper. But this one, stationary, is different. So, she mentioned already about the answers to number 1. Okay, for the sake of those who just arrived. So, Anta, what is the number 1? Letter? And that is letter B. Okay? You can put the answer to that and you can compare letter B. So, number 2. What's the answer to number 2? Household appliances. Okay, C. Then, number 3, cosmetics. Are you following me? Page 25. Okay, cosmetics. D. What about home improvement? Okay, good. Then number 3, fill in the blanks. Home improvement sales. What number? To just $3 million. What's your answer? What's your answer? For letter B. Sales of stationary items. 1.8 million. What's the answer? Louder, please. Swanta, what did you answer? Letter B. What number? Yeah, number 3. In letter A, home improvements, your answer is 4. Letter B, sales of stationery items is number 3. Number 3 at 1.8 million. C, home appliance sales, number 2, from 3.2 to 1.7. Then the last, sales of cosmetics. What's your answer? Number 1. Okay. So on page 26, it's module 4.2. Here, this is speaking time. Work with a partner, take turns asking and answering questions about the graph. Remember, we're talking about the graphs here, and I told already your classmate to report on this. The number 1 question, what happened to sportswear sales in January? Okay, you can look at the graph and describe it. What happened? What happened? Say for example in February. What happened? You look at the graph. What happened in February? Okay. What about March? Yes, rose slightly. What about in April? Okay. Look at in April as if it is like a mountain. So, you can use the word what in that for the month of April? What will you use? It what? Because it's like a mountain, it went up. What will you use? Okay? It really rose. Now take turns talking about its month like this. In January, sales fell slightly. Okay? To be exact, they fell from 1.5 million to $1 million. In February, they remained constant. Okay? I told you already that if it constant, no moving at all. So here, class, you will realize that I will not let you do the speaking. Why is it? Because it's so easy and being reported already, and you know how to describe. I am telling you on how to read. We are reading the graph. You will see that, why is it that we have table while we have a graph here? Because in here, we can use the words that I told you to define. Okay, the next one. Look at the graph below. Okay, look. The group 1. Graph 1. Turn to page 90. Student, describe graph 1 to your partner. What you will do, you are just going to describe. Then, listen to your partner and complete graph through. When you finish, compare your graphs carefully. Start like this. Okay? You are given already an instruction that in June sales rose sharply. Okay. Let us look at again. Sales. Okay, just look at it. How the line is moving. Okay. So, maybe I can, after the test, I will have to let you make a graph, just a graph, simple graph, and describe it. Whatever products you would like, or maybe we can follow this, but do not copy graph 1, graph 2. You can use the same, but make your own line. If you, just show me how it rose sharply, how it fell, how it remained constant. That's the thing that I would like you to do for our activity today. Okay, the next one. Numbers. You know already while we are talking to numbers. Okay, look at page 27. Listen to the news report about an eco-friendly car company. Match the numbers with the sentences. Go Green employs blank people. This is listening. We played already. So we skip this because you are going to listen afterwards. Listen again. Then answers to your questions are on page 86. You just put a mark there. Page 27. Let us go to different cars. Okay. Different cars we have three. We have the prices and also you will tell us they were talking about the cars in comparison chart above. What is the most important thing when you are buying a car? What is the most important thing? What do you think? Number one is the what? You have to consider what when you're buying a car?
The cost.
Okay, the price of it. Okay, that's the first one. And the next one, what is important when choosing a car to buy? You answered it already. And I know very well that Juan Tao discussed that already. And Mr. Rowe Xiao. And I think after the test, we will review again and listen. So that's only about the company performance.